Now we're going to do Shabbos. V'hinei. Mudah Azeis, it's known. Right? Again, what we want to explain is why we compare Misa Tzadikim to Paradum. The Abba Yerik Mat Lashmini V'chol. That Chochma that we just said is the Mavurah gets its chayes from the 8th Mazel, V'hu V'tikin V'neitza, which is a tikkun called V'neitza. In other words, V'neitza Chesed, which is ACS Ratzon, which is the letters of Ratzon. There's a lot of shittas. The Rebbe has a letter, which he brings 4 shittas about the Yud Gimel Mitzarachim. It's an unbelievable letter. But the shittas ha'arizal, the shittas which Chasidus holds, it's an Igris Kedish, it's in L'Kutas Sichas. I think it's letter from Tafshan Ches. I know what letter is written to Fogelman from Worcester. I gave a whole share on it. You can get it on the internet, inside Chasidus.org. It's a moidendik brief. Unbelievable. There was Mitzayintak to a Karben Sanel in Rosh Hashanah, I think. In Karben Sanel and Rosh, which he brings 4 shittas. It's brilliant. It's an Igris. I'll show you after shir. But we hold shittas ha'arizal. There's 3 shittas. Do you count both Hashems, or only the first Hashem, or only the second Hashem? We only count Kael. The shitta that we follow, the Rizal shitta, is the first Sfira is Kael, and Ve'emes is the middle. Look at the Torah in Masay. You have Ve'emes is the middle. So you have 6 on one side, 6 on the other side, Ve'emes is in the center. So you start with Kael, Rachum, Chanun, Erech HaPayim is 2, then you have Rav Chesed is 1, that's 6, then comes Ve'emes. Then you have Neitzer Chesed is the 8th, I think Lalofim is the 9th. Then you have Neisei Oven is the 10th. Neisei Pesha is the 11th. Neisei Chata is the 12th. And Venaki is the 13th. So V'noitzer is the 8th. It says in Kabbalah, it says Narizal that V'noitzer is Tikkun HaChes, is the Mokar of Chochmah. And Venake, which is Tikkun HaYud Gimel, is the Mokar of Bina. Why? I don't know. And you know what? It doesn't bother me. I don't know why that either. Okay? So Chochmah comes from Kesed. And in Kesed, it's the Sfira, the Info Neitzer Chesed. The 8th one of the Yom Mizolos. And the way it's explained is that Emes is the deepest one, the center is the deepest, then the 6 before and 6 after, the 6 after are closer to Hishtalshalos, and the 6 before are further away from Hishtalshalos, which explains why V'neitzer is taken a Ches, not taken a Aleph. Because they are Shairis, Keser. The humans are like hair, like Shairis. And Mazel means Shairis. Okay? V'higamkin Eisratz, and the idea of Chochmah is also a special time, which reveals itself and shines in a revealed way from the top to the bottom. What's he saying? He's saying, we just spoke about Chochmah, and the idea of Chochmah is Beridu. I want to add something else about Chochmah, and that is that Chochmah is connected to the idea of Ratzon. Because Chochmah is connected to the idea of Ratzon, the Gili of Chochmah is an Eis Ratzon. You understand? That's the catch. That's the connection. We understand that Paraduma reaches Chochmah, but Chochmah is Berira, different from Varshalash with me, it's like Gamri. And every Gili of Chochmah, since its Mokkah is V'neitzer Chesed, is an Eis Ratzon. Okay? So now he says, see, look, Jal Tzadikim is the same kind of Eis Ratzon as Paraduma. Just like Paraduma was Mamshech from Chochmah Elah, because of Esrusad Latata, Esrusad Eliyela. But Paraduma is Avoid of Mesiras Nefesh, and therefore it reaches higher than say Dish Tashlas. So look, Jal Tzadikim is the same thing. So he says the same is true Be'ez P'tiras Tzadiki Elyon, at the time of the passing of supernal Tzadikim. And what's the trademark of a Tzadik Elyon? Listen to the next words. Eidei Havaya B'yava B'mesiras Nafsham L'Hashem. They serve Hashem with love to the degree of complete Mesiras Nefesh. You know, we do Hashem a favor, we do a mitzvah. Maybe we do ourselves a favor, we do a mitzvah. And sometimes we even have kavana. A tzaddik, a meir, the son of the B'ditch, he threw away his life completely for the Eibush with a Mesiras Nefesh. B'chayim, during their lifetime of Arves v'Shachas b'Krishma, every night and every morning by saying Shema. Sha'idei zeh, that since they didn't serve Hashem in a limited way, but they served Hashem in a way of Mesiras Nefesh, hayumaylim man lavo b'Krishma k'yedu. They brought a Serusad Latata, a Serusad till Chochmah, and Bina through Krishma. According to Kabbalah, Krishma is in Chochmah and Bina. Shmiras is in Zohar. Krishma is in Chochmah and Bina. And when you serve Hashem with a Mesiras Nefesh, you reach Chochmah Bina Vatzilas. And Chochmah Bina Vatzilas is in this context higher than say the Rishtalshus. In other words, they didn't serve Hashem in a limited way, they served Hashem in an infinite way, like the others. V'chein b'talmud Teira de mechachma nafka. Another thing says the Alter Rebbe Shul also of Teira. When you learn Teira, you also reach higher than say the Rishtalshus. And I'm going to go out on the limb and say it doesn't mean the way you learn and the way I learn. Somehow I think it doesn't mean that. The learning Teira on the Madrega of Tzadikim, maybe it means the Madrega of Ben Shenasa Eved, which is mentioned in Tanya Perek Malf. When the Yid learns Teira, the Mesiras Nefesh, it also reaches Chochmah. And because they're doing an Aveda of Mesiras Nefesh, therefore, during Therefore, what they drew down and affected to come down, they should come down from Kesed also. You serve Hashem in a Bligvul, you get a reciprocation from a place of Bligvul. Says the Alter Rebbe, this is revealed during the time of their passing. Kineda, as we know, these are very famous words because the Rebbe must have said these words 1,000 times. Shakal Adam Amal Ha'adam, all the toil of a person. Sha'amla Nafshe B'chaya, that his soul toiled during his lifetime. Lamaila, above, in other words, the effect that you had on above. Bebchinas Helen v'Hester, which during your lifetime all the good deeds he did were hidden and concealed. It says that Rebbe Mizgaleu reveals itself, Umeir, and it shines. Bebchinas Gilu Umayla Lamata, in a revealed state from the top to the bottom, but Eis Petirose, through the time of the tzaddik passes away. Okay, so the Alter Rebbe is saying when a tzaddik passes away, his whole lifetime comes down. It goes up and it comes down. But since they did a lifetime of Mesiras Nefesh, so they're reaching higher. Seder Shtalshus, what they bring back down is also higher than Seder Shtalshus. Says the Alter Rebbe V'hinei, since they're revealing a light from higher than Seder Shtalshus, because they served Hashem in a Avaida of Mesiras Nefesh, so Meir Chesed Hashem Elam Badelam, it brings on the kindness of Hashem from one world to the next. Al Yerev, and those who fear Him, Upeil Yeshua is Bekerev Haaretz, to effect salvation in the earth, on the land. Lechaper, to atone Alavein Hadeh, the sins of the generation. Av Gam Alas Denis, even if Aved is done on purpose. Karban, you'll see soon, is Mechaper only on Shgogas. Didn't Aved on purpose, you got a problem. Say, look on Shal Tzadikim, since it's an Aved of Mesiras Nefesh, which is Mamshech Chayim, and say, the Shtashos is Mavada, the Avedas of Sholosh, Klippus at Meis, Lagami, which means Aved is done on purpose. Shei Megimel, Klippus at Meis, which are the three evil Klippus, Shalamata Menega, which is lower than Nega. Lefi, the explanation is, because since Shemaz the Neitzer, we explained before the Madreg of Neitzer Chesed is a Mechin Stemoy in the Arech, it goes up to Kesed, and therefore it's Makei Rabirurim, it's the source of Birurim. Why is it Makei Rabirurim? Because since it's completely Mavur Ba'atzmei, right? Adeh Shteit in Chsidis, and in Chachma Stemoy you have Gevuras Atika Kadisha. And Gevuras Atika Kadisha, this is Batzina de Kardonitza, he's a Tal de Bedulcha. Since it's perfect in itself, it can affect perfection in something else, and therefore, it transforms the darkness, the Shviras HaKelim, of the shattering of the Kelim, even in Sholosh, Klippas Atmeis, Lagamri, Leneheira, Tulai, the Elam Atikan of the world of Tik. Masha Ein Ken Bekarbanes, as opposed to Karbanes Shagabi HaMizbeach. Because since Karbanes HaMizbeach are not considered Mesiras Nefesh, it's a normal Aveda. So Talas Man only till Zoda Atzilus, it's Amshachas Mad in a limited way, so it's Mavader only Klippas Nega, which means Shkogas, it's Mavader Shalosh Klippas Atmeis Lagami, which means Zainus. Masha Ein Ken Bekarbanes Shagabi HaMizbeach, as opposed to Karbanes on the Mizbeach. She'eina mechab melal ashgogis. They can only atone for avedas done as a shegi unintentionally. She'mi is gabros nefesh abahamis, that a person sins by mistake because nefesh abahamis get too strong. She'mi nega, but it's only from klipas nega. Kolesh koshim could take parts of the ikra from the Arizal. Says the Alter Rebbe v'lachein. Now we understand that nis mechal lepash is para dafka. You compare silukan shal tzadikim dafka to para duma. Because para duma is considered an aveda mesiras nefesh, which can be mechaper and mesakin. Shalosh with me, it's like Gamri. So look, and Tzadikim is the same thing. Ma para v'chuli ubiyalkat pasha shmini hagirsa mechatas v'chulu. By us it says ma para mechaperes, ma para mechaperes, ma chatos. What's the lashon inside? Af para mechaperes, but in the different gifts in the Yalkat Shemain says mechatos, and the diak of mechatos is very obvious because mechatos is the yin from Chochma. Mechatos is already the shuv. The para adum with the aliyah. And the shuv is mechatas, what he said before, the mechatas is chokhmah and chokhmah stimo, which is bavad and so forth and so on. That's it.